klarer Favorit hier ist Sentinels. Rahel wahrscheinlich der beste, nee, nicht wahrscheinlich der beste Spieler in dieser Lobby. Nicht close, er ist der CEO von der Lobby hier. Gib ihm Lucian Milio, gib ihm Caitlyn, der wird das Game carryen. Hallo Danny, Grüße. Das ist W der LCS. Boah, das gewinnt manchmal Games, ja. Also, ja, aber ja, W gewinnt ab und an Games. Okay, Javi ist offen, ne? Echt Seraphin ist offen. Oh, die spielen, wow, die kriegen Java an Echt Seraphin. Okay. Alrighty.
And then they immediately turn back into a pumpkin and get blasted in the next game. So it's kind of funny because it's not even like these fluky games, it's dominant games. But it is going to be Lucian Milio. I feel like that is a bit of a shocker when Ash Seraphine is up.
Ja, aber Ash Seraphine, oh, ich bin Caitlyn Bart. Nee, Caitlyn, warte, Caitlyn Lux? Kate Lux.
Like Caitlyn Nico or
ich war ja den Quarter Life Crust, das Pop ist okay, wenn man schafft, dass er Midlife Crust, muss man ja nicht sagen. Wir können ja auch lügen. Dafür, für solche Momente wurde Lügen gemacht. Tatsächlich.
But yeah, like this Ash Seraphine's the big elephant in the room. I'm surprised that they avoided. So it's gonna be Caitlyn for Sentinels and
Anivia.
Actually, that Anivia could really go in 3 different positions.
I think it's gonna be support.
Oh, hier auf Anivia Support, Bruder. Du musst einfach nur übersetzen für Rahel, bitte. Warum versucht er schon wieder hier? Warum? Du musst einfach nur übersetzen, nicht mehr. Für mehr bist du nicht genötigt in dem Team.
Yeah, exactly. The Lucian Milio blind is interesting.
Einfach übersetzen, Bro.
Like they were expecting the Ash Seraphine as the response, and obviously Milio is great at dealing with the CC that comes out from that. You have the Breath of Life.
Sind da auf 3. Ich mag die First Free von Dignitas nicht bisher. Ah, der Typ hat auch tatsächlich schon bei SK Drafts gefraudet. Fairerweise.
It is of course going to be the Caitlyn instead, and you can struggle with range in these kind of matchups. So, of course, you know. We don't know for sure where the Anivia is going, but I do think it is going to be Anivia support.
Ich mag dich nicht, wir sind nicht gleich. Danke, Bro.
Toll. Yes, Photon occasionally will have games like that Shen game last week, but also it's typically FBI and Ignar that are kind of getting them those wins when they do pick up the few game wins. And so I think, you know, blind picking for them, yes, it's something strong, but the double-edged sword there is that now you can get counterpicked and outranged.
I mean, I would also say that it feels like to me when, you know, when we are seeing these big performances from Ignar, people think more about as engaged champs, right? And it's kind of interesting because I interviewed him earlier in the season, and I was asking him about, you know, engaged champs, and he was saying, yeah, I'm more comfortable on them, and I think they're coming back into the meta. So like he thinks he was going to be playing them more, but since then I feel like he's played only enchanters. So
I thought the story was going to go the opposite way. If he's like, no, I'm getting comfortable on the enchanters. I'm happy
on blind.
Enchanters.
Wirklich?
I think he's happy playing whatever, but I do feel like he looks different when he's playing Alistar and
the team looks different.
Exactly.
Yeah. So catch up on the Banzo, Rumble, Cassiopeia taking off, Gwen and Akali, a lot of AP solo laners as we haven't seen a confirmed solo laner locked in. Again, that Anivia very flexible.
Dignitas. Oh.
So Dignitas gonna have to blind pick first.
Oder sie picken Rice, wenn Anivia schon gepickt wurde. Das ist crazy work. Ernst, das ist crazy work. Ja, das ist crazy von Dignitas. Junge. Ja, kommt von Sentinels, ist halt super solid.
Just maintain the ability to swap things up. And I am assuming that it is going to be Caitlyn Lux down in the bot lane. You don't really.
Das ist Rice top. Ah, sie ist gern verloren.
Unless someone really wants to cook, of course, it is possible that they.
I mean, maybe the
really trick us out.
If you were gonna play it, but
war Photon spielt. Wenn es gewonnen.
Okay. The whole time with Rise having the push, but would be cool to see if they really want to mix it up. But pretty standard stuff, I feel like, from Sentinels. Really good control. You have obviously the Anivia ult. You have Caitlyn.
Shen Curveball mag ich sehr.
You have so many tools entering into a fight very, very difficult. The Shen for Photon, I think Shen is a great pick into the Scion. I do like Shen into a lot of tank matchups.
Ja, Curveball ist cool.
Pretty advantageous. I will say there's not the best delivery system for the Shen. It's really just the Xin Zhao who can kind of run in with that Shen ult. Of course, later on, you know, you can have Ryze split pushing and the Shen kind of jumps in with his Stand United to try to assist. But I feel like Shen, as someone who plays it a lot, is most effective when you have really good hard engage, and you are the one doing it proactively Shen ulting rather than reactively Shen ulting defensively. Because a lot of times when you defensively ult, either your teammate dies before you arrive, or the other team just backs off and you're
Wäre eigentlich dran besser als Ryzen in der Draft.
wasted.
Nee, auch nicht, oder? Warum?
Have that primary engage tool. Xin, not exactly that, but he did have a fantastic Shen game last week. I want to remind everybody of that. He ended the game 6-6 and 8, but there was a time in the game where he was assassinating a J4 at the Baron
like
pit.
4K
he got a double
something.
go. Yeah, he was like smashing that lane.
And then unfortunately the late game arrived. Tanks
Ja, Katastrophe.
mattering.
Yeah,
and that is the problem.
The 2-item power spike of the Titanic Hydra plus the Dusk and Dawn, but then everything else is just tank items from then on out. So, but maybe he's able to pull off another carry performance in the early game and get Dignitas.
The funny thing about that game is though, they were up like, he was up like 4 or 5K and they lost that game.
They lost that game, yeah.
Yeah, so
100%.
You know, you can put yourself into a great spot.
Seeds for the potential carry, you know?
He could get fed again
also,
and still lose.
I was wondering, what Anivia skin has the darkest wings? I think that one's up there. Very dark blue wings.
The darkest
for
wings.
dark wings.
Ja, die kommt von Sentinels, ist sehr solid. Und wir haben Exio die Kotzkrücke tatsächlich auf Pinsau, also mal schauen.
What's Darkwing Duck?
It's like a comic thing.
Is this like a not my generation type of
Might
moment?
be. I'm not sure.
I feel like that's what we're
I'm
experiencing
not really
right
like a.
Das ist genau deine Generation, Kangas. Was?
No, not in
Wie Darkwing Duck kennt er nicht?
Maybe it's from like
time to
Looney
time.
Tunes or something.
Hä?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Ist es Ragebait oder nicht?
All right, producers.
but
if
I don't
we
know
can
if
get
that's
some kind of
where
Darkwing Duck
he got it
graphic.
from or what.
Yeah.
Das ist Ragebait oder nicht? Ich kenne das.
Zale, you had posed a question.
Ja, ich bin auch älter als Kangas. Fickt
Okay,
euch.
so the question is, what team am I? 6-0 in the LCS, 1.5, you know, just first in all stats, basically, right? Absolutely dominating. Well, the answer is every LCS team against Dignitas this split. So,
Jesus.
if you take the aggregate of stats against Dignitas, you are the best team in the LCS.
Yeah.
And Sentinels gets their turn to be the best.
Ja, ich sag, Exio ist 100% weg nach dem
At
Split.
any given moment, you need
Benti, danke für den Prime.
I think a good strategy was
Danke.
playing against Dignitas, because you're going to be getting pretty high stats according to our records here. Let's see if Sentinels can keep that record going, but that's not the type of stats that you want to have as a team in a league. And unfortunately, that is the
Und Sentinels hat auch ihre Trump-Card unlocked, ne? Ist Impact auf den Tank schicken.
Tough. I mean, they've been getting smacked, right?
Mit 3 Gank.
Rahel here, obviously, you know, going to be able to stay safe. They do spot the Zendao, and Huhi will be able to stop XU's recall. And the question is, will he get punished for this at all? Because he went for a 3-camp gank bot. They have a ward on his blue buff that just expired on top side. And Hambach has just been clearing, so XU's going to go back to base.
Das ist halt horrible für Exio schon.
Camps by the time XU is still on 3 probably here. And that is going to be a little bit tough. I am also just worried for Xin Zhao and
Ist Exio so arsch horrible, ja.
against all of the zone control that I was talking about. Because
Wahrscheinlich mit Lions der schlechteste Spieler in der Liga, ja.
all the way or bound or whatever, it's like you don't really have any recourse after that, right? Like it is very difficult to play some of these binary melee champions into champions like Lux and Caitlyn and
Und die Leute, die Kennzeichen sammeln, macht er das für Autofahren oder spazieren. Jet.
Yeah, it's hard to
Gibt safe jemand mit der... Nein, das gibt safe Leute hier mit der Kennzeichen-App, das weiß ich ganz genau.
It sounded like they've had a tough time getting everybody on the same page, finding how they want to play the game. And when you look at the fact it was Lucian Melio first 2 picks.
Ich habe Darkwing Duck nie gelesen, aber ich kenne ihn halt. Der war auch in so Anime drin.
Maybe the game plan for them really is just
Hol ihn in den Quarterlife. Ich habe da tatsächlich einen Discord-Channel für dich. Wenn du mit deinem Kennzeichen angeben willst, wie wär's mit meinem Discord, der Quarterlife Crisis Channel? Wenn du da anfängst zu joggen deswegen oder zu laufen, da können auch Strava-Screenshots rein.
Generally, you can go with a Shadow Dash. You can cancel that charged up Q from the Scion, and then, of course, you have percentage HP damage.
Und natürlich ist Alts, guck mal, die Sache ist, Alts ist mechanisch, ist Alts nicht schlecht, der hat halt einfach negativen Game-IQ. So.
Powerful. But something that we have noticed.
Bro, weiß von Strava? Natürlich weiß ich von Strava. Mein Arsch wird es nie benutzen, aber natürlich kenne ich Strava.
Weeks 1 to 5, he's been playing all kinds of stuff.
Ja, viel zu viele Carries. Pack den Ankh. Pack den Ankh auf Tanks.
And it was really kind of, there was a conspicuous absence of Ornn, of Cassandra.
Komisch. Ornn Cassandra.
He is. And,
Ex-USNA. Ja, das ist fein, da Eck zu verlieren.
But he had not played a single game of Cassante, Scion, or Ornn. All champions that are super related to him.
Okay. Wow, schön vom Translator. Darf radeln und laufen rein, ja. Und fragwürdige Entscheidung für Ferrari, dann natürlich, genau dafür ist der Channel gemacht. Natürlich.
As soon as playoff time comes around, either Impact's locking in or coaches is cracking the whip saying, you know what, buddy, you had your fun. It's time to win some video games.
No, my headcanon is that graphic. He just leaned forward in his chair and is now playing the tanks here.
One man can only play so many Scion games, so he has to save them for when it counts, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Have fun in the early season when playoffs don't matter, and then playoffs time.
You know what? Winning's fun too.
Sticker sagen auf dem Foto packen, das kann ich.
I don't do a lot of
you
that
don't
in my
think?
games, so I try and have fun in other ways. As Huhi taking a big chunk down in the bot lane. The root lands though.
Yes, Maria.
As well from Rahel, but that will be heal from Huhi. Now flash from Photon over.
Was zur Hölle macht? Was macht Ank?
The ultimate, and Impact might just be able to walk away regardless. Has his flash.
Ank, du musst nicht flashen, er hat keine Hä?
Photon will just trade summoner spells at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think Impact played.
Na wohl, I mean, der to be fair, der Tomp abgekommen. Ist fein, ob er jetzt flasht oder dann später, ist fein.
I think he had gotten close enough to the tower that if Photon.
Schon komisch, dass Bottom so even ist, du musst dich erinnern, was war mit Zinsau Level 3, weißt du? 30 Sekunden konnten sie nicht pressern. Und Level 1, 2, 3 ist schon eigentlich der State, an dem du am härtesten pressern möchtest mit Caitlyn. Also, kannst du die ganze Zeit pressern, aber Level 1, 2, 3 ist super.
Barrier, maybe would have had a heal come out. I don't think it would have resulted in a kill, but pre-6, you know, it's very dangerous for the solution if you get hit by a binding.
Ja, Photon war bei Vitality, ganz genau.
Melio will be there to try to back you up. And FBI just looking for some trades here. Huhi clearly wants to get back to base to reset, but had to stay around as he was getting a little bit nervous there for Rahel.
Yeah, Huhi doesn't have a lot of mana, but will now get the reset off as the Dragon was taken. Hambach didn't need his bot lane prio or his bot lane there to help him out. There was the 2v2 skirmish happening, so he's happy to just pick up the objective. It does buy some time for XU to get some camps, as he's now catching back up in the farm department, but if you're Sentinels, you're happy to pick up that early Ocean Drake in the laning phase, one of the most efficient dragons to have early.
Yeah, it's the best one for sure, I feel like. You know, when you get that early Ocean...
Also, er verpasst noch nicht viel. Einen guten Job von Sentinels. 130 LP auf meinem Konto. 10 Solo-Queue-Games.
Missing health every 5 seconds is what the regen is. So, like,
ja.
When I'm playing Shen, you know, in a tank versus tank matchup, I feel like that is really annoying because that is such a high amount.
Ich hätte das letzte Game, by the way, einfach Wukong picken sollen. 130 plus. Ich hätte einfach Wukong picken sollen. Wenn je mehr ich drüber nachdenke.
It is a real struggle, and you are playing for your jobs, right? You are trying to showcase your skill, to show Dignitas, hey, I'm a player that you want to keep around, because the expectation is some changes will be made. So my question for
ja, X ist weg.
Who should Dignitas build around? What player should
Bruder, ich habe keine Ahnung.
You know, staking their kind of
alles voll Katastrophe.
Split. Yeah. Who do you think is the most promising talent? Who do you think is their best carry? That they should look to try to actually rebuild this roster around, because
ich sag unironically sogar Palafox, aber der verliert halt Games regelmäßig auch solo mit Azir und so weiter, das ist halt das Problem. Weißt du, LCS ist als die LEC? Nein. Eine Liga hat Cable ja noch nicht.
Who do you want to keep on the roster?
Yeah. I mean, there's no guarantee that they will make changes, because you have to be able to find players that you think are going to be an upgrade. But let's be honest, no one is going to think, including at Dignitas, that you are qualifying for Worlds as the year is going, right? And that is every team's goal, is to get towards Worlds. That is the ultimate goal. And here is...
ich finde FBI halt auch nicht sehr gut, Mann. Ich glaube, X ist weg.
I actually really agree with that. FBI would probably be my big one too. I feel like FBI still has shown that he can carry games, you know, has that ability to take over. And, you know...
Production Damage, der hat 10-mal das Punkt des LCS. Allein diese Kangas gestern war so viel besser als alles, was Ding bekommt.
When you look at the games that they win, everyone's stepping.
Ich meine, viel Dinge als Dignitas geht's nicht für Exo, also ich vermute mal ganz raus das Ding.
Like he's staying in the game. Photon also though getting some nods, happy about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Photon, especially in lock-in, was real.
Ich habe nicht mit Ignar gespielt, nee, der war vor mir bei Misfits.
But I feel like has not been as dominant as what we saw from him in lock-in, where it was.
Und dann war er vor mir bei Schalke.
His laning phase is really scary.
Oh, der hat den Q gemisst, Rahel.
FBI will be fine. Melio shields and heals are just too much right now for them to get through.
And that was barrier out from FBI as well, so you know he does pop the barrier. Ignar was not yet 6, so Final Spark just kind of thrown out basically as a little bit of poke. The Luxall is such a short cooldown that you will see players usually just let it rip as soon as they do hit some sort of CC, just kind of using that for poke. And it's not going to be any sort of like full AP, you know, Luden's solo queue style Lux. He has a Bandle Glass Mirror, so he is going to be going supportive items here. We'll be interested to see what his support item upgrade is. Sometimes
Rachel, etwas abgebaut ist mit, nur mein Gefühl. Nur dein Gefühl.
support item upgrades.
I'm thinking
Nur dein Gefühl.
maybe? Do you want to get the
Der Typ ist insane.
A lot of these champions, you can do
Insane, no joke.
options. We'll just have to see, but
either way, we know that it's not going to be
Also actually jede Woche, der ist so insane.
Be the setup style of Lux. You get more shields, or at least stronger shields, and you also are able to land those light bindings to set up the traps for Caitlyn, and it's up to Rahel to do the chunk of
Rachel.
That being said, Huhi is actually more ahead in gold.
Sehen wir es jetzt öfters? Ja, wir sehen es auch auf Ash Seraphine, sehen wir es. Dann auf Caitlyn Lane sehen wir es ab und an. Das ist ja auch der 10er Patch, ne? Also mit gebuffter Bogen schon. Das hier ist gebuffter Bogen.
They had gotten the grubs, or at least 2 of the grubs as well, while we were talking about the poll. So the early game objectives, plus that first blood gold for Sentinels, puts them in a good spot to just continue the dragon stacking.
yep, looking like they're in a great spot for that.
Also ich glaube, was da halt, also die hatten halt wirklich 5 Games, in denen Impact kein Tank gespielt hat, so. Und das ist ein Problem. Das ist ein riesiges Problem. Oh, schön.
Oh, that's the
Schön.
flash over the wall. Yeah, Darkwings really making Palafox work for it in this mid lane right now.
Man, Hombok's coming down here. Huhi has delayed XU's base a bunch of times in a row. They were trying to keep them around and see if there's some sort of angle for a dive, but there's no way you
Aber es ist gute Pressure. Die müssen ja nicht töten, die ist eine gute Pressure, right? Gute Pressure direkt into Drake. Super.
Sion, presumably, but even just the shield, there's just no shot. They're way too healthy.
Yeah, and I understand the idea with Hombok having that power spikes under the sky, but wise to back off and instead just keep stacking these dragons. Even if XU's back completes, you know that you have a window here to actually punish Ignar. Pops the Breath of Life as flashes away. FBI Culling will not get a lot of damage done onto Hombok, and Dignitas' bot lane will at least spot the Sentinels who had a Death Brush, and it buys time for XU to get here.
Yep, buys time for XU to come back, and it does stop them from continuing on that dragon. So they kept XU around for a long time. They delayed his base, but not able to claim the dragon just yet. But you do get the flash as well as the Breath of Life off of Ignar, and that is pretty big. Photon going to be rushing in towards Titanic. Very, very standard stuff. It'll be interesting to see if he does go for Dusk and Dawn or just kind of tank after that. But Shen's wave clear is just pitiful, right? Yeah. So you need to go some sort of wave clear item, and almost always people do prefer the Titanic Hydra.
Ja, Hydra into Dusk und Dawn, damit stompst du halt auch Lane.
And if you want to be a split push threat, then that's kind of what you need. And I love this, man. You use Ace in the
Sehr stark vom Übersetzer.
Ja.
Ja, geknallt auf Botline.
Well played. Hui's just being a little mosquito right now. He's just stinging. He's not killing anybody, but he's being annoying. As he's pushing back FBI, he stopped XU's back.
Es ist schon, also, was sie da abziehen, das ist nicht jugendfrei.
XU's right over the wall at the red buff, so Hombok will just clear out this control ward, presumably back away as XU now shows up a level down, but got the backup. Hombok
Upgrade Smite auch gegen Non-Upgrade Smite, super.
Yeah, Darkwings is coming down to cover as well. I actually like that they are not overforcing on a
2 Drakes down, jetzt swappst du halt easy in den Shen rein, richtig, das ist schon sehr, sehr gut. Oder du swappst oben rein.
LCS off of the call proc, but they do already knock down the first tower here, pre-13 minutes. That is a lot of gold for them. He's got to have Hex Optics. Yep, there's the Hex Optics on base.
There's the Shurelius too, so first items for both AD carry and support. As Darkwings now the focus in the mid lane, throws out the stun, flashes the wall, but a follow from XU. Not gonna land the knock up, so Darkwings is fine.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Wir gehen Mitte, oder? Willst du mit in? Du musst Toplane gehen, ne? Ich wollte gerade sagen, willst du ja nie wieder, ja.
The unstoppable onslaught, flash from Photon as Rahel is here with the autos. Knock up lands, Photon trying to get back to safety, walking into the Lux ultimate, is able to dodge out that one. Huhi, can he get the kill credit? Photon shadow dashes away, light binding lands, ace in the hole for the kill
Ja,
credit.
das Ding hier, also es sind 4000 Gold, by the way, mit 2 Kills, ne? 4000 Gold.
When the bot was rotating up towards that top side, almost got out, but Photon does end up going down at the end of the day, and you get to give it to Rahel, who's now 1.5k ahead off of that early tower.
4000 Gold Lead, Mann.
Tower gold. They're 4.5k ahead at 14 minutes. This is just not close at all.
Absolutely filthy start for Sentinels lane, especially when you consider.
Und dieser Rice-Pick ergibt gar keinen Sinn. Wie kann man, also die können doch nicht so confident sein, dass es Anivia Support sein muss, right? Das ergibt doch gar keinen Sinn.
I mean, look at the gold. It's everything. Everyone is getting slammed.
Wir sind die 2-4. Well, fairerweise, die hatten halt... Also, die sind halt nicht besser als C9, TL oder Lion. Vielleicht sind sie besser als TL, aber die sind nicht besser als C9 und Lion, meiner Meinung nach. Und von denen wurden sie halt am Anfang geknallt. Also die hatten... und die haben gegen Disguise verloren, actually. Die haben gegen Disguise noch verloren. Also die haben Disguise Opening Series verloren, was disgusting war. Und dann haben sie halt gegen TL, C9 und Lion gespielt. Und das sind halt 3 Free Losers, basically, to be honest. Und danach haben sie gegen FlyQuest gewonnen. Gegen FlyQuest und gegen Shopify. Hat er nicht auch gegen Disguise verloren? Ja, genau. Erste Series verloren, aber seitdem ist es fein. Also ich glaube, die sind wahrscheinlich auch das viertbeste Team. Ich glaube, ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, die sind besser als FlyQuest. Mir macht die sind nicht so gut. Hatte gestern aber eine gute Series, to be fair. Gestern hatte eine gute Series, aber allgemein Shopify, das ist so ein Dumpster-Fire. Aber ich glaube, da ist halt einfach... Haben wir gerade Flash-Up. Ja, das ist problematisch. Schau mal Toplane jetzt wieder an. Ja, genau. Und dieses Team, da sind weniger Variablen drin. Bei FlyQuest ist es halt ein RNG-Team. Right. Manchmal hat Griffin ein gutes Game, manchmal hat Griffin halt wirklich ein 0-10-Game so. Dokla schon weg? Nein. Line mit neuem Toplaner, die splitten Zeit. Letzte Woche hatte Dokla 2 Games und Castle hatte 1. Ja.
Like, that is brutal, right? The next time you're going to be even looking for a play is around 20 minutes. And so that is really, really the difficult thing about Shen and why...
Hier haben wir noch einige Right Shift. Genau. Also, ich weiß nicht, Draft sehr komisch von Diggins ist. Basically Fnatic, noch volatiler.
Slow bleed here as Sentinels just creep further and further ahead. I actually would love if Stats could take a look at Rahel and how many turret plates he's got. Because I must have been all 5 bot. I know he got at least 1 top and I think 3 mid.
Hey, Shoutouts an Ted. Kannst du subben, Philipp? Wie wär's, huh?
He's rich, but remember, tickets are available for Spring Finals at ASU's Mullet Arena. It's going to be June 13th and 14th. 2-day passes and 1-day passes are both on sale now. Scan the QR code, get your tickets. We'll see you there, and who knows, maybe one of these teams will see you there too. Well, Dignitas might be in the crowd.
Yeah,
maybe you'll be
maybe you can say
Sentinels might be playing. It's
maybe
possible.
They'll have mullets too. I still think that we should put a bounty.
Ist es krank? Schmeckt ungefähr 8.
Like they earn the bounty if they.
Ist das krank?
No. Well, I mean, maybe that's.
Jerry, danke für 21. Rede. Sofort die Twitch Primes rausrücken. Sofort die Twitch Primes rausrücken. Wo bleibt das Ei? Oh, naja. Jesus Maria. Jesus Maria. Oh mein Gott. Es ist so hard to watch. Es ist so hard to watch, eh?
You did say it was a slow bleed, but I feel like they're missing some limbs at this point now. They're bleeding uncontrollably. No. No, there's internal damage there as well.
Internal bruising.
Yeah.
A couple of broken ribs.
They don't have long. No, it's worse than that.
They don't have long.
Der Charge noch, ne?
Somebody check
it's time to say your goodbyes, you know. Any final words, you know, you got to get them in.
Junge. Hilfe.
I feel like I'm usually a positive guy when it comes to in-game chances.
And I'm positive that Dignitas are losing this game.
You're positive of that.
Yes.
18 minutes and a 7.5K gold lead plus Dragon Soul point.
Yeah. And you saw how much fun XE was having with his champion against theirs in mid lane.
Yeah.
Where he for sure got to control his character.
He did.
He did.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say it this, because anytime there's a game like this, you now have little mini games. Because if we're being honest, Dignitas are out of this one. So can they prevent themselves from being perfect games? Because
sie haben einen Grub.
I think anything on the scoreboard counts. So for my definition, they already have prevented that.
Kangas hat NA Challenger gemacht und ist jetzt seit letztem Jahr. 25 war sein erstes Jahr. In der, LTA, I guess, zu der Zeit.
Yeah.
And I tend to think that anything that shows on the scoreboard counts against the perfect game. So I would argue a plate does not make a game imperfect because that doesn't show on the scoreboard.
Also, our SAS guy Leo has confirmed that it does prevent the perfect game. And Leo is kind of the end-all be-all voice on the broadcast. So.
That's what he likes to think.
Oh, you're not convinced of that?
Nope. We can. I mean, we can just say whatever we want, right?
I still feel like, personally,
we could ruin Leo's credibility very quickly.
Yeah?
Yeah, we could
Do you have
just
some
say,
insider information
getting
on
some
him?
stats here from Leo.
Oh,
and then
you're
you just
right.
say
we
whatever
could
you
lie.
want. Exactly.
Wait a minute. I never thought about that. Wow.
He has no control over what we
Leo
say.
just said he hates bald guys.
We could attribute anything to Leo.
Yeah. Like
Leo is saying, statistically speaking, Darkwing's better than Faker.
Yeah,
which I personally wouldn't agree with.
The stats on the screen, quoted by Leo the Stats Guy.
That was Leo the Stats Guy making that argument.
Was mit 1xN? Der ist sehr gut. Also was soll mit ihm sein? Der ist sehr gut und bekommt hoffentlich ein gutes Team nächstes Jahr.
Or do you guys just win on mid? Because I don't think we win on mid. Yeah, I know, but the thing is, it's like, I think we're just attacking the wrong area.
Okay, let's go hunt Anivia then. Let's try.
Yeah, Anivia. We're going bird hunt.
Silence, danke für den 22. Grüße. Wow, wir haben fast den Hype-Train auf Level 1 geschafft. What? Das ist crazy.
You have to try to stay focused in a game like this, you know, to have any chance of a comeback. They're not delusional. They know it is going to
Kangas Bereicherung, ja.
likely, but
Ich glaube, wir können, also die Dallas Kangas sollte, no joke, die sollten Kangas unironically einfach Fulltime LEC rüberholen.
keep getting picks on the side over and over, then that's where you're going to go
So, ja.
If you do lose a
Kangas rüber zur LEC.
team that is already 7.5k ahead and on soul point, it's going to be tough.
Also, rule number 1, if you're being hunted, pack together strong. Darkwings with a team as Colleen will get a big chunk of damage.
Yes, Maria. Darkwing ist 1 HP.
Buy some space for the 80.
Aha, schau die Traps an.
The trap lands onto XU. The Crescent Guard has expired. Dignitas just don't have the ultimates to walk up. They almost got Darkwings into the passive, but not quite enough. They at least stopped the Baron.
Yeah, they do stop the Baron, which
Kangas
is
Braum, ja.
but
Mit A. K-A-N-G-A-S.
spend a lot of tools there to
We're sending
Was?
Taunt in there. Just solo mission. Oh, the light binding lands onto 2 as the flash taunt. XU at the flank.
Der Übersetzer ist tot.
Dignitas find a play.
Der Übersetzer ist tot. Nein.
Support is always good for one.
Always
for the
good
other
for
team.
one. Yep.
Yeah, at
There we
least.
go.
You know, when you're getting owned, you love seeing like a Lux or a Zyra or something. You're like, I can kill that guy.
If we all flash on that one,
We can get that guy for sure. So they do get their one. So whether you're a Grub believer or not, you know, not a perfect game.
not a perfect
There's
game.
a kill on the board.
Actually, Leo the Stats Guy said that 1 kill nullifies the 1 grub. So we're back to perfect game.
Okay. But they have the Grub.
Well, 1 Minute auf Soul und ich sehe fast reitungsfertig bei Rache. Yes, Maria.
Stats guy, that's crazy.
Riesenproblem.
With that in mind, everybody, there's actually a job opening. No, Leo, we love you. I'm sorry. I feel bad ragging on
Wenn ich da Darkwing Koreaner und verliert Tweet einen Spitznamen der Übersetzer, ja. Wer spielt danach Flyquest gegen Lion? Eine tolle Series.
Yeah.
On a
Tatsächlich.
weekly basis. It's
I'd say
incredible.
for me,
Shout out, Leo.
he's top 10 in my LCS stats people currently. It is a one-person team.
Currently.
It is a one-person
It's a
team.
one-person team.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's top 10. Maybe top 7 in Leo.
Well, Ding, das ist schon ziemlich bad, to be fair. Die gewinnen ab und an ein Game, aber die sind schon, also Ding, das ist schon ziemlich bad.
25 seconds till the next dragon. This is the Soul. So Sentinels have been playing a clean game so far, and now it looks like they're going to pick Palafox in the side lane. He
Das war ziemlich gut von Darkwings gemacht.
dodges the flag and drag, but the Cataclysm will link
Hallo, Richie.
through, and that is a pick for Sentinels.
Oh, that's not fair. Palafox said he wanted to hunt the Anivia. The Anivia's not allowed to hunt him.
Yeah, when the hunter becomes the hunted. We got like a Predator situation going on here.
Okay.
I've never seen Predator, actually. I don't know if that...
Palafox, der schlägt sie mit ein.
For, you know,
Spielt Skara noch bei Dignitas? Ja, ist ja gerade am Spielen, ja.
So, Palafox is honorable.
There you go.
That's what we learned.
Yeah.
Ja,
I think that's...
sie ist ja gerade
Am I close?
auf der Rift.
I don't know.
We'll count it.
I feel like I'm disappointing Captain Flowers right now because he's like the 80s movie guy. Every time I mention a movie I haven't seen, he gets really sad. So, sorry. Sorry, Clayton. Either way, Dragon Soul picked up for Sentinels as a 7,000 gold lead game just continues.
Not even going to contest it.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, we're definitely going next fast on this one. This
Das erste Team, was ich kennen, war Dignitas. Welcher Roster?
honestly, a lot of the time, when you do get a team that has had a whole
War es noch ein Voyboy-Roster?
playoffs, they kind of play a lot more relaxed once they are
Oder war das QE-Kid-Zeit?
You do actually see ups.
Ich sage, okay, ich sage, es war Cruiser der Bruiser, Crumb, Skara, I'm a Cutie Pie und QE-Kid.
Give it their all. This is
Das war er, oder nicht? Nein?
This is like
Scheiße.
the most stomped they have gotten so far. We'll see.
War das ein Voyboy-Roster?
But This one's tough. I mean, it feels like the only kind of
Zion Spartan Top, Junge, wann war das? Das war danach, oder nicht? Wann war das? War das vor Crumbs? Nee. Wann zur Hölle war das? Wann war der Toplane bei denen? Danach, Junge. Nach Crumbs, Junge.
And Dignitas do get out of there, but that's a lot of defensive tools used by
2014, brutale Nummer, ey.
Yeah, pretty much everyone popped
Brutale Nummer. Ah, das war mit Chip da, ne? Stimmt. Das war mit Chip da. True. Das war nicht mehr mit Skara. Wegen das ist doch wirklich die schlechteste Org in Esports History. Boah, SK Gaming. Aber ich guess SK hat ein erfolgreiches CS-Team.
And Sentinels picks up the kill there.
Yeah, XU couldn't even get over.
Oh, flash to follow up onto XU as Rahel.
Fatal, oder nicht? Was hier passiert? Junge, ey. Das ist, Also, wow, Übersetzer geht doch einfach auf FBI. Du musst hier niemandem was beweisen. GG.
That is just domination.
Typischer AP in sauren Pro-Kanal. Wir hatten zweimal gespielt, glaube ich. Zweimal.
You got Soul Baron and you're going for the Nexus here. That is about a stomp.
Wie relevant ist es eigentlich? Gewinnt Sentinels hier 2-0 und verliert FlyQuest 2-0 gegen Lion, ist Sentinels 4. Platz und damit im Double Elimination Pool drin. Dementsprechend ziemlich wichtig für Sentinels. Stark. GG. Das war ein Arschfick. Nicht close.
Darkwings was looking good. Hombach was everywhere. Impact's playing a tank. Sentinels are looking very, very comfortable against Dignitas, who is going to have to try to retool. Lounge, who's your player of the game?
It's a hard one, Azael, because like you were saying, that felt a bit like a funeral.
Yeah.
A Dignitas funeral. I mean, this is my confliction.
Yeah.
We have been hearing that Sentinels is good.
True.
So I hate to. I actually had a game.
Okay.
When I was on TL.
Yeah.
Was?
Oh, this is an old story.
I love this.
I had a game on TL where we destroyed Dignitas. We obliterated them. It was like 23 minutes.
Okay.
I thought we were playing so good.
Yeah.
And then I listened to Azael's cast, and all he's doing is saying how bad Dignitas is. I'm like, give us credit, man! But at the same time,
was verpasst, 23, 25 Minuten Arschfick.
And that's kind of what this game feels like, because we know Dignitas.
Letzte Regular Season in der LCS, ja.
Yes.
I don't think Sentinels did anything wrong. I think they played an insanely clean game. They even played champions they never played before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like Sentinels were obviously still taking this like very, very seriously, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they were testing stuff out. In fact, it's like he heard us. Because
Impact played all the tanks.
Bam! Look at that. And then I do want to go over a few clips because, you know, this started pretty early in the game.
Yeah.
We're going to start off with this mid lane play, which is actually XU and Palafox trying to make a play onto Darkwings here. The thing you want to notice is also that Caitlyn has just reset, so she just based. And Huhi is already starting to rotate up, and Hombach is up here. So he's actually going to be able to rotate in. And this is going to be very important as we play through, because XU and Palafox are going to go in. They think they see an angle to get onto Darkwings, right? He flashes.
Danke auf Tanks, die du bist und grad bist. Ja, das passt aber.
Essentially.
Erneut.
But
Du darfst Impact, musst du auf Tanks packen.
And he respawns.
Ist Emily gerade auf Knocker-Regime vor dem PC? Ja.
Hombach is already here.
Ich glaube, Emily ist wirklich einer Rank, so 1,45. Bin stolz, dass der Rentner-Challenge schon einer der aktivsten ist.
Hombach gets first blood.
Was soll ich sagen?
And Darkwings survives.
He's actually really close to killing Darkwings.
This actually sets up, because Darkwings does not die here, Darkwings had a really good game. It also sets up them getting first Drake. I'm going to skip ahead to multiple plays around the map just past 10 minutes. So down here we have XU, who is going to try to want to make a play onto this bot side as well. And what ends up happening is Huhi is going to end up stopping his back several times. So he tries to back here. Nope, we're not going to allow you to do that.
Ja, voller Terrorismus natürlich. Aber es hat schon mit Level 3 angefangen, richtig, dass du da nicht den Kill bekommst, dann mit dem Level 3 Gang, was ja an sich eine richtige Idee ist. Versuchen zu ganken und dann so jemand nett zu bekommen. Aber ja, dann kracht's halt.
And you're still not allowed to back, right? So this sets up them to be able to push in the wave now. It does take a while, so XU is actually able to get back here for a little bit before they take that second Drake. However, I'm gonna go back to where we were at and check in on what is going on in mid lane, right? Because
ja, die werden einfach komplett geknallt.
It is not, Raz. Spoilers. So Dark Wings is actually going to end up walling off Palafox and getting a bunch of damage onto him. Not once, but he is actually going to also delay Palafox's back here as he clears out the wave. Palafox feels like he has to respond. Has to flash over the Anivia wall. Again, while all of this delayed back is happening down here to open up so much space for Rahel, this is going to end up eventually leading to Sentinels again. Raz, you talked about how good they are with Drake stacking, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? This was not an exception in this game. So they end up getting this, and they're actually able to...
Ja, waren sehr clean 20 Minuten, ne? Also sehr clean 20 Minuten. Machst du nichts.
And they keep interrupting the backs. I mean, this is just, what you're showing is just so controlled. They have complete control of top mid, and then they just have an advantage in the 3v3 bottom lane, so they just push that advantage over and over again. And like, when you see this 23,000 gold and 19,000 gold 12 minutes in, objective bounties turned on 60 minutes into this game. So almost, you know, they won the game at 12 minutes.
Yes.
Do you have another one?
I didn't have another one. Raz, you said you wanted to look at something?
Yeah, hit me with Baron.
Okay.
How far in advance?
Because they are 7,000 gold.
Yeah,
like,
get
actually,
in here.
Let me jump up there. Because...
We'll swap.
Hat Dignitas gewonnen? Ja.
Because for me,
1-0 Dignitas.
what I take for granted anytime I watch literally any region is a team being able to like play very disciplined around closing a game when you have a substantial lead. They have a substantial lead at this stage of the game. And so yes, you can see all of this. This is also really positive. It's more so just the trap line that's set through from Rahel very consistently. We criticized it the first time he misplayed it, and then within the game he adapted. But like, look how tight this quarter has to be for you to even try and think to contest this. So yes, Dignitas as a team is working up here. XU wants to take a different angle, but even then, who he gets eyes on him, I just feel like this entire time they have eyes on him. Great ward here, great vision placed, and they're hard forcing them to tunnel into a position where they're going to win this fight, especially where impact is placed and he can just basically channel his Q. So it's like, I just felt like throughout this entire game, you saw them be able to expand their vision. You got to see them expand their lead through and control a lot of their play on the map. But also when it comes to objectives, not just Drakes, but also...
Ja, aber ich glaube auch einfach Draft war von Anfang an so flawed für Dignitas, sorry.
That's a big +1 there for Sentinels.
Yeah, player of the game is probably a close one. Raz and I voted for Dark Wings.
Yeah,
and apparently at least one of the casters voted for Dark Wings as well. No, a 2 out of 5 split decision.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Impact, Hambach, Huhi, Dark Wings.
Was denn das?
Let's just give it to everyone.
Yeah.
Let's just give a split player of the game.
You know what? Player of the game? Players of the game. It goes to the team.
It was technically Dark Wings. Good job, Raz. We apparently brigaded it with
Dark Wings. Oh, the people were kind of with me as well.
Every lane won in this one.
So the laners won. Except, actually.
On the debate.
Yeah, no, everyone won.
Was it Dignitas playing bad or Sentinels playing good? Yes.
It was both.
So moving on, I think it's going to be a 2-0, but we'll see. During LCS Spring Split, you can win a trip to a League of Legends event, save
ja, bestimmt.
card on file, and make a purchase from the in-client store for a chance to win. And before we head to break, here's a look at the new 3v3 arena mode played by our favorite LCS pros and casters and devs. Check it out.
Hallo Schnitzel, Grüße. So, zeig mal ein bisschen jetzt hier, komm.
Is back and better than ever.
3 gegen 3.
Tests, updates, and a whole host of new augments to explore. League of Legends' premier battlefield bastion for brawlers has never looked quite like this. So what happens when we take some unsuspecting pro players from the LCS and put them in a game mode they've never seen before against the League of Legends dev team and LCS on-air talent? Can some of the best players in the world lean on their skills against those
Ex-Defender war doch mal Smash Bros. Spieler, nicht?
Think the brawn? Will the casters have a chance at all? Find out as 6 teams battle it out like you've never seen before, as teams of 3 arrive in Arena for the first time ever.
For sure we go Bravery.
Flash on that! Oh my god! Oh, the double fear into the over!
Oh!
This is the LCS edition of Arena 3x3x3x3x3x3x3.
Wait, they all have the Omni Vamput. They might be OP, man. I mean, they are rioters, so they know better.
I'm gonna go up.
I'm going top root. Go top root.
Yeah.
Oh, you do run. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give him.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Get him.
Why I'm so weak? Okay. Yo, can I have no front?
Es gibt 3 Arena? Ja, gerade.
This is like a game of solo queue. Bruh. Yeah, someone need a hit card.
What is that? What do we choose? When half of the teams are eliminated again, Prismatic, Stad, Anavil, attack, Grants.
Ataka.
Swain, no?
Yeah, we need HP.
Let's not take Otacon. Let's not take Swain.
Seit vergangenen Patch.
Raptor. We're playing Gate for them.
We got them.
The disgusting pickers.
Disgusting. Get him. Yeah, what's up, loser? Yeah.
Boom.
Ooh, wait, my fruit! I ate it, mother. Let me stack. Oh, let me
Aber 2 Arena-Sets? Ja, es gibt gerade nur 3 gegen 3.
What? Okay.
Es wurde ersetzt, ja. Kannst du keine Beine...
Oh my god, I'm dead as word.
What happened,
Ja.
brother?
Okay, I have him on a problem. Oh,
Na, so schnell
nice
nicht.
for that.
Oh my god, we are so...
Have some faith.
Or tap dance. Should I get Wooglets?
Ist crazy, ne? Du machst den Modus, aber du kannst trotzdem nicht gewinnen, weil die Gegner halt auch Pros haben. Kannst nicht gewinnen.
Okay, wait. Just keep Zerath alive, I guess.
Yeah, keep Zerath alive and we
This
stack off the
guy's
randoms.
penguin shit, by the way. He's gonna respawn.
Just take one.
Okay. Oh, yeah, just stack.
Just stack off the penguin. I got fruit. I'm coming. Cover fruit on the right.
Yeah.
Save your flashes. Yeah.
Look at Varus, bro, how useful.
Warum gewinnst du da nie? Ich versuche gar nicht zu gewinnen.
You can hit these things and they'll fall at them.
Bro, I just wanna kill him for stats, bro. Just let me kill him.
Oh wait. We only can win the casters?
I'm looking here. Looking.
Oh, go. Kiting a Ferris.
Yeah.
Kiting a Ferris and healing one. Kiting a Ferris and healing one. Bro, Soraka is so OP, man. This is Soraka.
Give me. No, don't get. Because I'm this.
Dude, we need to win. Yeah, they farmed us in LCS, but we farmed them in Arena.
Alright, we're versus our fellow devs.
Yeah, we gotta
versus our fellow man.
Oh, you're going for it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad for us.
Yeah, I get Austin.
Oh, this does not look good.
Oh yeah.
This guy next.
Oh, it's over. Oh!
Yeah. They worked on this mode, by the way.
Wait, you can upgrade.
Meine Aram-Win-Rate ist sehr hoch, weil ich der Gold bin, ja. Tatsächlich.
Wait, okay. Tank engine or defensive maneuvers? I think it's tank engine, no?
Yeah, tank engine sounds so big, Grant.
Bro, I'm just getting a tank engine, brother. It sounds so
Bro,
big.
guys, I will shred them later, okay? I'm so strong in this game. I'm actually so pissed.
It's more pickers.
We can't even flame them in all chat because all chats are off.
Alright, guys, we're against the casters. If we lose to these guys.
Come on now. Yeah, there's no way.
He res?
How did he
How did
res?
this happen?
Res me! Thank you.
Ich habe das Gefühl, die Restzeit bei 3 gegen 3 ist ein bisschen zu hoch, aber vielleicht wäre es auch einfach zu unplayable, wenn das so niedriger wäre.
Nice.
Weiß nicht.
Yes! That's a win. Yeah. That's 2 dubs. That's 2 dubs. That's 2.
Looks like we've got a new addition on the Rift here today. Emily, is the Telluride just the obvious pick?
Well, Flowers, we're looking at a turbo hybrid powertrain. That's already a problem for the rest of the Rift.
And a 30-inch panoramic display.
So ist wie eine Tangle-Tierliste? Nee. Nee. Aber generell immer Kiray zum Beispiel macht, Kiray macht decent Jungle-Tierlist.
A Kia Telluride turbo hybrid. Pick it before your opponents do.
Dum.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Rich in the ground before Dub can even get there. In time to try to knock out as Impact gets bursted. Don't feed. The siege knocks him down.
Get fed.
Gibt's die Double Rest? Doch, gibt's auch, ja.
Only on Uber Eats.
Der randomly ist Biofrost auf meine For You gespawnt. Der wurde einfach bei Stanford angenommen. Wie insanely random ist das denn bitte? Chillig.
Guys, they're meditating. Quick, someone scream in their ears as hard as you can. Yeah, look, Grayson's leading the meditation right now. Here we go. Dude, they have like a mind-controlling guy, dude.
Verkauft seinen Challengerix. Ach, verkauft die. Okay, ich dachte, er macht Giveaway oder sowas.
Where's our meditation guru?
Oh, you can breathe slower. Oh, I can do it. Yeah, no, because I can breathe out for 4 seconds, but I never could breathe in for 4 seconds. Holy shit, how
Ist
are
es gerade live? Alright, let's go. Draft Game 2 gleich. Jetzt gibt es ein 2-0 und dann nimmt es noch ein 2-0. So, Dalle. Final für Inspired kann gut sein. Ich glaube, die sind auf jeden Fall Heavy Favorites reingehend. Heavy Favorites reingehend, ja.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, for Game 2 of Dignitas versus Sentinels, where if you were listening to the Analyst Lounge after that game, I'm going to take Jad's feedback. He was like, to talk about how good Sentinels look. So I want to go into Game 2 with that mentality yourself. Sentinels looked really freaking good in Game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they were absolutely dominating across the board here. They were looking really, really good, going with some pretty standard comps, but I think that they played it really well. Their comp was great at actually tanks. That is his third straight tank game, his third straight win. And, you know, playing those top 3 meta tanks is kind of like what you expect from Impact. And he has now played all 3, at least 1 game. So it'll be interesting to see if they just kind of continue with that route, just play Impact towards Rahel, who is a...
Ich glaube, so weit, wenn ich wirklich am schnellen Feierabend, also 2 Tage am Stück schneller Feierabend wäre crazy. Gestern haben wir auch immer 2 durch. Zum Sheep Esports League von Team Germany, ja.
Varus is up and available,
ist decent.
so very likely going to be going to Rahel. Of course,
Ist sehr decent.
Impact. We did actually see him play it once, and they did win, though he died a
Gegen die Endgegner wird es schwieriger, aber ja.
was kind of chain ganked in that one.
I'm just wondering if, you know, Impact, if you get so many tank games in a row, is he allowed to play a non-tank now? Or do you want them to hone the style? Or do you think he should go Varus top? You know?
if it's my answer, I think Impact should only play tanks. Impact, I think, is just so good on tanks. Not other stuff. I mean, he was our most fearless player in lock-in, which is actually pretty surprising, I think. At least to me, was not kind of what I expected. But I do think he is so good on tanks, and I think you have some pretty strong carries. Darkwings, I think, surprised a lot of people with how well he has been performing here in the LCS. And Rahel, I mean, you know, I mentioned obviously he's really well respected, but Berserker, when he did his Player of the Week interview, you know, he mentioned Rahel is one of the top 380 carries in the league. So, you know, does have a lot of respect. And I think when he is playing you know, from a good spot, he looks really, really strong.
Yeah.
René, also Masterplay ist gestern einfach 100 Kilometer gelaufen, ne?
Focus here for Sentinels again. They get Varus, and part of me was like, we were surprised to not see the Ashe Seraphine focus from Dignitas last game. But now the more
Zum zweiten Mal, dass Ding da gelaufen ist.
FBI on Ashe is less carry threat than like the Lucian or the Varus.
Ja, gestern auf entspannten Mammutmarsch gelaufen, 105 Kilometer, oder?
You can look for the ults and you can still do damage, but like it's not the flashy.
You don't have the individual agency.
Exactly, yeah.
Einfach so. Aber einfach mal for fun.
Afraid of the Ashe Seraphine. What Seraphine
Naja,
expecting Ashe
ganz normal.
coming up next, but Sentinels will have Varus Bard.
Varus Bard Skarner.
Skarner locked in for Hambach.
Yeah, this is really becoming Hambach's signature pick. He is 4-0 on it.
Haben wir 100 Kilometer gelaufen? Ja.
As well. I think it is by far.
Wenn Langeweile kickt, mal 100 Kilometer machen.
In the LCS.
Rob Moore's favorite Sentinels games.
Favorite Sentinels games.
Wer ist der beste Spieler aus NA und wie sieht es aus mit der NA aus mit Hinblick auf MSI? Well, Thanatos, Inspired. Ja. So in die Richtung. Wie sieht's aus? Wow, die haben decent Teams. Ich weiß nicht, EU gegen NA, ich kann's schwer einschätzen.
And there's a lot of good setup for this Skarner already as well. With the Tempered Fate, the Chains of Corruption, you know, you are looking at an Ashe Seraphine who are very low mobility. Yep. Of course, it's not easy for a Skarner to just run straight in. You each doll's impact through a wall and you can just get Crystal Arrowed, you can get rooted, and you are kind of running straight at them. But that being said, you know, Flash Impale, Flash East-Stalls impact into the wall, into an Impale, those types of plays are definitely possible. And it's easy to set it up with the Bard because they are champs without dashes.
Yep, and even diving bot lane, they have a lot of tools to do that. Skarner's just got a big health bar. If you're level 6, Bard can also ult a turret. We'll see how safe this Ashe Seraphine is in lane. Typically, I see Ashe Seraphine in lane, but if they don't and they're under their own turret, could be very scary. As the next bans come through, Victor and Cassiopeia, plus the Jace on Sentinel's side. Let's see what their final ban is. As
wollen die nachhaben, oder was? Wollen wir den Ank wirklich auf den Arsch schicken? Kaiser wollte nicht, Guys.
Very interesting. So,
also, habe ich gehört.
Possibility of the Olaf coming in top because, of course, XU is already going to be playing Nefiri. So, I'm kind of curious, you know, as to what the thought process is there. You know, maybe they even think that Nefiri could be role swapped somewhere else and then playing Olaf. We did see Contracts have an incredible Olaf game. Yep. And, you know, this is obviously a comp that Sentinels is drafting that is very reliant upon CC. So if you're going to be playing something in top lane that is kind of counterpicked by that or counterpickable by that, then it makes sense maybe to take that away.
Palafox on the classic Annie setup, though. A lot of setup between Annie, Ashe, Seraphine, all these champions. Not going to be doing a ton of DPS, but they have a lot of CC and a lot of ability to start team fights or keep team fights going. So that means Nefiri is going to be kind of the tip of the spear, but what else can they put alongside the dog, as it's going to be Renekton locked in for impact in the top lane? That is not a tank.
It is not a tank. It is a bruiser, you know, so
beefy.
It's one of the most
interesting. Gnar ist noch offen theoretisch für Photon natürlich. Kann noch spielen.
Years. You know, I do think about Gnar as a pretty standard safe pick for Impact as well, but because Photon has shown that he will play Kennen, you know, when you think back to last split and even Ignite Kennen, maybe he's worried about those kind of counter picks and just
High Range ist gut.
Just more generically safe.
Sehr solid Comp einfach, right?
With another of his classic picks, the Hui, I think he is very good on it. It is one of these picks that
ja, der Dino, aber die werden so outranged.
Control mage player is comfortable playing Hui, but for Dark Wings obviously is one that is very good for him, and now you're just looking for the answering pick here for Photon. Is it going to be compositional or is it
okay, pick for comp
lane? And if that Ornn gets locked in, which it does, it is just really about the comp. So he's going to be playing, you know, less for the 1v1, though I do think Ornn can do fine into the Renekton, and much more just all of this hard engage. You have Ashe Arrow, you have Ornn,
schauen wir mal, wa?
Forge God, you have Flash Tibbers, you have so many tools to
ist an sich keine schlechte Comp von Dignitas, don't get me wrong.
Some squishy members and
vertraue ich denen, dass sie es irgendwie über die Bühne bekommen? Nope. Null.
Bard are all hit by some of these CC, could easily be 100 to 0'd by the Dignitas comp. So both comps I think are set up pretty well here. I feel like, you know, if I'm turning off the nameplates, I think I like what Dignitas has more though, for sure.
Yeah, it almost feels like Sentinels are Dignitas are running back the Sentinels comp. I was remembering the Ornn Ashe Seraphine. Sentinels played this last week against Shopify Rebellion, They also had Neferi in the jungle, so Dignitas kind of stealing their homework right now here going into game 2.
Change it up a little bit.
Change up a little,
Don't make it too
different mid
obvious.
laner. Yeah, not a Victor in the mid lane, it's an Annie in the mid lane, but either way, we've seen that recipe of 4 champions find success last week for Sentinels. Let's see if it works against them.
Wer gewinnt heute Game 7? Die Pistons oder die Cavaliers? Ja, die Cavs natürlich. Cavs. Ist doch klar. Kennen sie doch.
Still have a chance to get top 4 if they win this, and then depending on how FlyQuest series versus Lion goes after this series today, they could actually get top 4, and that's big for a team like Sentinels because we knew they were always right there. They had so much promise. Their series score was not great, but individually in games, it looked like they were close against some of the top teams. That would be big for them to push for top 4.
Yeah, it absolutely would be a really big deal. It is worth noting that Rahel is playing Comet, so it's going to be Poke Varus.
Oh.
And it does always make you wonder. I mean, Poke Varus, very, very common, but they don't have that much consistent damage here for actually killing off Photon. But while we're talking about that top 4, I mean, if Sentinels wants to prove that they're a top 4 team, you have to look at what the top 3 teams are doing. And what the top 3 teams are doing against Dignitas is losing a game.
They drop 1.
They always drop 1 to Dignitas. So, you know, if Sentinels wants to be like the big dogs,
they got to lose a game.
Might be worth considering inting a game a little
Hab
bit.
ich angelogen? Warum? Was habe ich gemacht?
That's the secret
Habe ich gelogen.
to be at the top of the LCS
You got to look for patterns, you know?
Wherever they present themselves.
Yeah, this is another stat from Leo.
Yeah. Speaking
Cavs besseres Team, aber der Starspieler ist einer der schlimmsten Game 7 Joker aller Zeiten. Chillig.
Leo had pulled a stat specifically for us going into this game.
Du hast gesagt, Dignitas hat gewonnen? Ja, natürlich habe ich gelogen. Hä?
A real stat for
Die können nicht gewinnen, die sind scheiße. Ach du, was?
All time in LCS.
What the fuck?
8 years. Was that the last hairstyle you had?
No, I had hair when I started LCS.
Oh, you did.
But
yes.
this is old.
That's an old photo.
This is
What the
old
fuck?
Photo. That's like back in would have been
Back in the days, bro.
or something like that.
Okay, well, it
I'm
probably
not
looked so bad last time you had an LCS that they didn't want to show that one.
Yeah, that's fair. You know,
I don't show people photos
Gegen mich spielt Senegal.
the tail end of the hair.
Before you get
Keine Ahnung.
That was
I felt that
Eigentlich.
yeah.
Mega Sportart.
Those are the old days, you know, the faux hawk.
Don't look at photos of me from 2018.
Wenn du jetzt einen Joke machst, weil die Abkürzung von Sentinels SEN ist, dann kannst du sofort subben.
Thank you, Leo, for that very real stat.
That was a real stat.
And I want to say in my headcanon that was the gifted sub.
Ja, ja, dann direkt sofort Sub abdrücken.
Invade right now.
Für den scheiß Joke. Exu, du kannst jetzt hier nicht schon wieder sterben. Q-Flash.
Champion as Huhi's over the wall, looks for the flash cosmic binding, not landing it. Exu.
Okay.
He will get out.
Well. Ach, gucke mal. So, danke für den 6. Flo.
There, tried to go
Gültig.
big play, did not find it.
Palafox ist dann nicht ready.
Hambach is looking for Palafox.
Was, er flasht es nicht?
Gets the stun in
Macht er.
Flash is available and he's
Hä?
not even going to use it. First blood to Hambach.
Palafox kind
Bro,
of
flash doch, du Animal.
if he could not have just flashed away from the Ishtal.
Ja, natürlich.
Yeah.
That kind of seemed like he gave up a little bit too easily to me.
Ja, legit Matchfix.
Or even like when you're casting it, you're like, is it going to be in range? Like, is he close enough to hit it? Because sometimes
Yeah.
Ishtal's impact, if you don't start in a wall,
Filthy.
it doesn't go that far. But I think he got the corner on the wall and was able to obviously get it. So well done.
Yeah, and this is Hambach's all-time on Skarner.
Wow.
14-3, of course. You know, I said on this split he is 4-0 on the pick, but really looking strong on it and starting off the game right here once again, getting that kill on a Palafox, but definitely feel like Palafox could have maybe just even flashed back towards the tower. And
Doch auf Ashok gesehen, ja.
but
Weiß, ich weiß nicht, was in den Köpfen von Dignitas vorgeht.
getting that early punch
Nicht viel.
can be pretty tough. And
So,
again.
sehr offensichtlich nicht sehr viel, aber ja.
For this time around, as he gets pulled back in, has Ignar behind him and takes a huge chunk of damage.
Yeah, exactly. He does have the refillable, so it has both.
Der hat wieder auf Dead Flash. Wenn du jetzt nicht Flash, okay.
Oh my god, what are we doing here, guys? This is 3 ganks on the Palafox
Just tilt
at
him.
350. Yeah,
Just
I
tilt
mean,
him.
legitimately, kind of feels like what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they're just rinse and repeat. They know, hey, if Annie gets put down and Annie gets too far behind, Annie becomes useless. And if Wei gets too far ahead, Annie is going to get very familiar with the sights and sounds of her own tower because you are going to be getting shoved in nonstop. So, yeah, I think those were not really ganks for kills. Those were just ganks to poke, right? Huhi comes in, procs electrocute, Hambach drives by, you know, throws a rock, tries to get a little bit of damage down. And that's just making it easier for Darkwings because, you know, when I touched on the fact that, hey, this is Poke Varus, well, who's going to be the person who has to do consistent damage to the front line? It is going to be Darkwings.
Yeah, and now he's got XU coming into his lane, but there's a ward to spot it out. More chunk on the Palafox, who's trying to position onto the minions and is now going to have to go for another reset. XU, another invade, but it was spotted, so who's going to see him? Causing Binding will land this time around as that is Flash out of the Fury, and XU gets to safety, burning the Summoner spell.
Yeah, that was a pretty bold invade because he cleared the ward, so he knew that it was spotted, and who he was missing, but no flash.
Right there, now XU looks to return the favor here as no flash was available, but Magical Journey just gets him safely over the wall. Heal is used as Hambach.
Dann ist Sentinel auf der 4, ja, sollte so funktionieren, ja. Tiebreaker-Regeln. Warte, lass mich kurz nachschauen, aber Tiebreaker-Regeln sollten funktionieren.
He's not just burning them down because he's waiting for his cooldown to come back. He's got Huhi behind him still.
Okay, ich weiß nicht, wo die sind. Perfekt. Aber ja, es sollte so funktionieren. 2 auf Heiland, halb 2.
Good job by Huhi.
Wenn alles gut läuft.
Safe without having that flash. FBI getting put pretty
Halb 2.
That just shows
Serious über Game, über Head-to-Head. Ja, aber Game ist dann even. That's the point. Wenn Sentinels dieses Game hier noch gewinnt, dann stehen die 9-9. Wenn die 2-0 gewinnen. Und wenn FlyQuest dann verliert 0-2, stehen die auch 9-9. Und dann wäre Head-to-Head und Head-to-Head geht an Sentinels.
550 gold. You've already lost 3 plates. Whoa! That is crazy. Losing 3 plates in under 6 minutes in this matchup. I don't think it's supposed to look like that.
Spiral in Despair lands on a Palafox. Under half health now as Hambach will look to invade onto XU's Raptors this time around. Smite this time to Hambach, so just takes back what XU took from him. Photon in the top.
Die Division und LCS bisher, Solo-Q waren plus 130. Hätten aber auch plus 220 oder sowas sein können, to be fair. Also ich wurde schon beraubt in ein paar der Games. Meine Teammates waren Actual Diamond-Spieler. Und LCS, well, Game 1 war eine 25 Minuten Mail, also Actual Mail. Also ist wahrscheinlich 2-0 hier. Ja, was hier passiert, das ist nicht jugendfrei. Oh, er ist tot. Oh wow, das triggert nicht. Close.
He's just waiting there. He's got his flash available. I mean, he could look for this. Just gonna stop the back. Be annoying. Magical Journeys to help out.
That's told that. Oh my god.
Oh,
brother, what are you doing, man?
Here. He's just trying to get anything in this wave, and he's gonna miss almost all of it. Now Rahel underneath the turret dodges.
Der ist so krass. Da nach vorne zu laufen. So krass.
Yeah, and if Rahel actually 1v2 killed them in that position, that is where you want to leave.
Das Team im Game gegen C9 geholt, in dem C9 gerne mal Bates hat.
Fox, and you're like, the Bard has not left my lane. Like, the support is laning mid the entire game, and then if your bot lane dies 1v2, you're like, bot lane, do something! Punish this guy, this is illegal!
How are they allowed to do this?
And
Analyse?
Stays completely safe. I mean, he is down 14 CS, but they're not able to kill him, so Rahel,
that's what I'm here for.
Good job. Without his support there in the 1v2, and is able to stay alive, keeps his flash, trades the heal for the cleanse, and is down CS, but not that much. So honestly, the roam's well worth it, and it's already a 1.7k gold lead again.
And Rahel didn't even have the flash, so I think he's still fine in the 1v2 for a little longer. Who he could still roam around the map.
Demolish auf Renekton, love it.
Level 6.
Ich liebe Demolish.
Can actually use that onto the low mobility Annie in the mid lane, so he spent a lot of time away from lane. That's going to put him slightly behind an XP over Ignar. The memes help out.
Matchup mit der ist so schwierig zu spielen, weil er einfach outranges ohne Ende und gepokt wird ohne Ende.
I get really excited about talking about Bard roam time.
Actually, you do need minion experience.
You do?
Oh, really?
Well, you also can do this, apparently. Just solo XU in the jungle. XU will get the blue buff. Hits level 6 as Hambach's level 7. FBI's just chunking him down right now. Big damage.
6-7.
Magical Journey will get him out of there as Palafox looks for the stun. Doesn't land it with the W. But it needed the tippers there. And not in range, so Dignitas don't find a punish. As the Crushing Maw will land. Now Darkwings just walks away.
Yeah, and Palafox, very defensive build. Understandably, given the situation that he is in, but there is no damage behind this Annie.
Flash Tibber, stun. Now they're diving underneath the turret. XU.
Was? Das killt. Das killt, wirklich. Holy.
Yeah, nice engage there. Palafox goes in, and it's double flash here from Dig, but they do get the kill. Got pretty close. Darkwings almost was able to turn around there onto XU, but Hambach going to be looking. He doesn't have the damage to do anything here.
Nice. Yeah, maybe if you get in Impale range, but
Terror hier machen das sehr gut. Auch kein Weg auf Exu, das weiß er.
for Dignitas. XU now on the board with a kill. Top
Photon hat seinen Knockup gemisst, ich bin besser vorn.
Impact pops a Dominus. Photon should get back to his turret, no problem.
Oh, die diven ihn, oder?
Be able to catch this wave just fine.
Ist ein Dive, right.
And the Protoplasm harness gonna get finished there. That's the Master Card Power Spot.
Ank, wir lassen uns nicht töten.
Item is gonna have that done really quickly. And Photon
Da
started
kommt gleich auch ein Ulti.
lead up on that top side because Dominus is down and
Wow.
Chains of Corruption is gonna miss.
Ank.
Forge God from Photon. He's looking to take his own
Alter.
1v1 here as Impact no longer has the Dominus, but Photon not in range.
Ank, wie machen wir's?
And even with that big gold lead,
Geben wir uns die Blöße auch noch im Sommer, oder wie machen wir's?
dead, and that's what I was going to touch on is, he had to use the Dominus just for health, and then he's starting to fall behind in health, and Call of Forge God was still there, but Photon is boom now, so this is a little bit sketchy for Impact, but Hombach is around. They want to try to pull off the dive. Hombach's going to be the one that has to tank it up.
Yeah, if Impact starts the
Kauft er fertig Seiten?
bad
Nee.
news, so watch for Hombach initially. Impact will just provide some damage afterwards. Ishiel's Impact, Photon flashes, and the arrow comes in to back him up. It lands onto Impact, Bellows Breath, bonk auto! Photon finding the play with the help of his AD carry.
Yeah, they just did not have enough damage to actually kill off Photon. He has a lot of armor at this point, and Impact losing that gold lead quite a bit
Dieser
now.
Typ, ey.
Was up a good 500-600
Dieser Typ, ey.
in half thanks to a great arrow there from FBI, allowing Photon.
Warum ultet Hambak nicht? Das ist auch so fucking greedy.
Flashed away. Photon, of
Warum
course, did
ultet
force
sein
the
Arsch
Dominus
nicht?
As well as the flash himself in the 1v1, so deserving of a lot of credit for that himself. But, keeping things close up in that top side, and that 1.7k gold lead is now just 700.
And now Dignitas look for another play into the bottom lane here. Rahel the target
Schöner Flash.
flashes over the encore and is fine. No arrow to set
Sah aus wie ein Ende No-Dive.
around, but that is
Da war ja aber schon ein Front automatisch drin.
as well.
No Front, aber halt schon ein Front.
Yeah, he cleansed there too, so.
Nee, ist ja
he
okay.
was kind of anticipating that he was
Ist ja jetzt auch nicht unbedingt gelogen.
cleansing a slow, but that is
Ist ja jetzt nicht unbedingt gelogen, aber
as well
trotzdem.
as the flash, as well as the heal, as you're calling out, all used there, and that was no summoners expended from the Dignitas bot lane, so Sentinel's still out to a decent early game lead, looking for Palafox.
As now Hombach in the mid lane. Doesn't have the damage behind him, but will throw out the Impale. He's stunned up, but just trying to keep Palafox in place for Darkwings to arrive. Palafox trying to sidestep, cannot do so. Hombach with the
Ich
kill.
liebe Skarner, so ein cooler Champ.
Really nicely
Ehrlich.
done there by Hombach. It looked like
Ist nächste Woche wieder NNO-Dienstag? No.
delayed him for so long.
Weil
That Palafox and XU both spent their flashes to kill off Darkwings in that earlier play.
bei Leuten was ansteht.
Have that flash up, so really good buff.
Bei mir ist, nee, bei mir ist am Dienstag Freestyle.
Down. He got
Vielleicht spielen wir
Hale was already casting. So
Arena vielleicht Frederik nach ein paar Arena-Runden.
while stunned because that
Mayhaps, mal sehen.
CC and then just pulls him back. That
Bisschen Frederik fragen, bisschen Tolly fragen, mal
It's
schauen.
another good play by Hombach.
Meinst du, gerne mal sicher machst das Comeback gegen Navi bei IEM? Natürlich.
That's the first one picked up here. There was one grub taken by XU in the top lane, but Impact was wise to walk in and bully.
Die jetzt gerade erst Comeback gegen Navi, die gerade weiter geknallt haben, klar.
After the kill, and they still have about a 2,000 gold lead for themselves overall, with a lot of that being on mid and jungle.
So the question is, can these points of power for Dignitas, get something done? Cyclo Sword done here now for Nefiri, so you are going to be pretty strong up on that that jungle position here for Dignitas, but Impact.
Photon fancies himself. 1v1, not quite able to land the second use of Call the Forge God. Impact's able to slice and dice away.
It's not where he called him. Showed up somewhere else.
Yeah, that was a page of the Forge God right there. Gotta guess where you are. Photon jumps away. Impact does pop the Dominus, but Photon gets out of there. So
It's like back Arena Mayhem.
Neither one getting
Mayhem.
It's an even trade.
And Photon, as well as Impact, both just going to be going back to base. FBI here with a nearly 700 gold lead, doing well for himself. Should have his first item completion. Looking like he's probably just going towards Kraken. And we'll see what he can get done. Is going to be in a pretty good spot here. Ignar, you're expecting to have his first item completed very soon as well. It's going to be a while for Palafox, still quite a bit down. But this is definitely a winnable game for Dig if they can get some good picks, If Photon is going to be a problem eventually, like this guy is going to get really, really tanky, and there's not great front-to-back team fighting from Sentinels. It's more about their picks, And I feel like there's good counter engage, there's good disengage from Dignitas, and I feel like their front to back is better.
And we already highlighted the fact that with this poke Varus, you're not going to be providing that much more damage. So you got to get damage onto FBI, onto XU, and onto Ignar. Hambach not fully engaged.
Ticker Hausmeister, kannst du nicht treffen mit Skillshots.
Dignitas not going to follow up. It's a very tanky Skarner if you're going to try and all in onto him.
It was a really good sidestep.
Das ist nur bei NIP, was EG einigermaßen Upset-Potenzial. Der Kappa Chungus, by the way.
Wiggles to the side, dodges
Kappa oder nicht?
and denies that follow-up that you
Kappa. Wir haben doch auch hier LNG gegen WE.
was pretty late. Remember,
Das ist für mich das Upset-Potenzial, oder nicht?
3 minutes. And it's 15 in, we only have 1.
Lands on a Photon. Rahel now the focus in the mid lane, though. 2 plays as Dignitas get mid, Sentinels get bottom lane. It's going to be an 80 carry for top lane. But Dignitas might find more. Impact also in the mid lane. Pops the Dominus, but with 3 members of Dignitas.
Was machst du schon wieder?
He's in trouble. Coming in to back him up.
On
the flank. Impact is still
oh mein Gott, ist der OP.
And Darkwings turns the play for a kill. Impact just holds the line for so long. They're even going to get
Jesus, der OP.
Hambach with a kill credit there on a rampage. Sentinels make the play bot and back up the play mid.
That was huge from Impact, just getting in the middle of everyone. Got such a massive heal from the Kolomik there on 3 members of Dig. He was just shredding them with the Dominus with all his AoE damage. Bought enough time for the rest of the Sentinels members to arrive. And this took what was looking
kennt seine Grenzen noch, das ist nicht schlecht.
Getting into a better and better spot and really flipped it back the way of Sentinels. So here's the dive. He was able to survive the 1v2, could not survive the 1v3. With
NG wäre jetzt kein Upset, würde ich sagen.
TP, he arrives. He has the big TP shield. He has Dominus. He says, all right, let's just fight. Bard is coming. Skarner is coming. Hui is coming.
I mean, ich habe nicht zu viel geschaut. Aber ja.
Look at that Call of Beat. 633.
Ist Impact, ja.
Is able to knock down FBI. Hambach and Hui arrive. And that is great stuff from Impact on the Renekton. Those are the kind of plays that keep pros picking Renekton for 10 years.
Yep. You're not a tank technically, but you survive for quite a while. We're going to look at the replay of the dive bot lane. Nice Bard use.
Wenn du ein Team zusammenstellen müsstest aus den beiden Teams,
I go. Shit, sorry, I think if I hit him, maybe he'll die.
well, ich würde wahrscheinlich, haben wir einen Impact gegen Photon, ich würde wahrscheinlich traden. Rest bleibt gleich. Ob jetzt Igna oder Hui, das sind im Endeffekt beides Übersetzer, aber Hui spricht besseres Englisch.
Try to keep it as positive as you can in these situations. You know, they're still in the game. FBI is
Würden sie ranken, Top 4.
700 gold, but he is going to have a target on his back as this strong player here. And Hambach gets a couple more kills. He now has 2 fully completed items, way ahead of the curve. And you can see Darkwing's working in towards his second item. The Protobelt is done there for Palafox, so you will have the ability to, to try to find some sort of engage, to try to find that setup, and that's really what they're going to be depending upon Palafox for. You rocket belt in, you try to get a big combo, CC a bunch of people up, and then just utilize the Call the Forge God, the Encore, all of that to try to CC these members and get a quick kill. Because if you can do that, then the gold lead does not mean nearly as much. And there's not a lot of pressure on Dig yet either. Like, they have really good scaling on their team, and there's only 1 dragon that's been taken, and we're 18 minutes in.
Übersetzer ist zu funny, aber er ist halt realitätsgetreu. Er ist halt nicht mehr.
Buffer as the Herald dropped, and there was an outer turret. It was dropped between bottom outer and tier 2, and I didn't even realize there's still a turret there.
Oh Gott. Wow, schön von Darkwings. Richtig geil von Darkwings gemacht. Wow. Das war eine richtig geile Sequence. Richtig geile Sequence gerade.
Yeah, really nicely timed fear there coming out from Darkwings, denying the redirect of that Call of the Forge God from Photon.
Palafox now looking for that engagement.
Oh, wow.
Instant cleanse and gets
Wow. Das war Mikaels.
Exactly.
Der Übersetzer hat gut gemikaelst.
That is not his own cleanse. That is the perfectly timed Mikaels from Huhi. And Rahel doesn't even flash. He just sidesteps the Encore, goes through the magical journey, gets out of there, and it makes it look easy as well, getting multiple big cooldowns out from Dig, the Encore, the Tibbers, the Flash off of Palafox. So really well played there by Huhi and Rahel. 4.5k is the gold lead now as they do finally take that second dragon. So it will be a later soul, but they are making their way there. And still looking to be in a very good spot.
Hard commit onto Palafox. That's Magical Journey from who he either teleported
Okay.
up Impact. Palafox
Glaubt ihr,
back to his tier 2 turret, but the Cosmic Binding lands in the
C9 würde jemals Team Liquid statt Sentinels wählen? Weil die dürfen ja aussuchen, wenn sie wählen, wenn sie gegen wen sie spielen wollen. Glaubt ihr, die würden jemals Team Liquid statt Sentinels wählen? Das war eine geile Battle, die. Wow, geile Battle. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
FBI's down. Ignar trying to escape.
Sick.
XU jumping away from the team as who he flash stuns him in the wall. Dignitas can't go anywhere. Sentinels are ready for them.
Oh, ich bin geklärt.
He is actually playing
Dachte
crazy.
hier alles gut? Ja, fängt reich, ja.
Fade there to deny the Flash Hound's pursuit.
Wenn hier alles fein, aber Tier braucht unbedingt Engage. Die können nicht ohne Engage gewinnen.
Damage that was thrown over
Sind zu schlecht.
hell after he had to cleanse out from the Crystal Arrow. That was beautifully done. So Hui has been everywhere this game, roaming non-stop. He makes a big play there with that. Makes a big play earlier with the Mikhails. He is just on fire, it feels like, in this one. And they're on that 20-minute Baron, and this time feels like Dignitas will not be able to respond to it at all, unlike last game.
20 Minuten 30, Nash weg. Wow.
Score line right now. Baron picked up for Sentinels. 7.4.
Nee, Sentinels ist überhaupt nicht schlecht. Erneut, deswegen Freicher.
In this game for a
Wen würden sie
while,
wählen?
to their credit.
Weiß nicht.
It feels like we've passed that time. Zale, from this point forward, it's looking all Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, it was feeling like it was going to be a bit more of a competitive game before that impact play, and now there's been a few more plays in a row that have really gone their way. And these are the playoff stakes. If Sentinels win, they will lock top 4 if FlyQuest loses to Lion.
Yes.
Right? So I think a lot of people would predict that FlyQuest would lose to Lion. Based on scrims, though, a lot of these players will tell you that FlyQuest is in the mix with the other top couple teams.
It wouldn't be a massive upset, but it still would be an upset if FlyQuest is able to topple them.
Based on stage games, I think so for sure. You know, Inspired, you know, he was saying, though, that he felt like FlyQuest is the most annoying team to play against because they play so aggressive. So you never know what's going to happen in that one. And, of course, that is a very important game for FlyQuest, who's trying to get top 4 as well. But Sentinels going to be depending upon Lion here.
Ich wollte gerade sagen,
their series.
mach keinen Scheiß.
They're putting themselves in a good spot for it because
Mach ja keinen Scheiß.
win this series, and they are doing that with flying colors right now. As Game 1 was a Giga Stomp. Game 2, big surge to life now. It's called the Forge got from Dignitas. Photon lands this time only on the block. That's the tank. That's the front line. Not the one that you want to be hitting there. As the battle lines are drawn, we're just poking the Skarner, poking the Ornn. Impact now goes in, gets the stun, and baits out the Tibbers while dashing.
Die haben 0 Damage.
So Dignitas no longer have the big bear.
Die haben 0 Damage und Zambak zieht ne, ja.
The carry yet again. FBI goes
0,0 Damage bei Dignitas, das ist verrückt.
in the middle inhibitor turret. As they have a 5v4 push with the Baron buff, Dignitas have to regroup under their Nexus.
Yeah, Dignitas is just pulling back to try to heal up. I don't think
Damn.
Sentinels can end it right
Wieder
now.
25 Minuten, ne?
Are going to be able to get this mid lane inhibitor. You can see pings onto the bot lane tier 2 as well. The gold lead now nearly 10,000.
Yep.
Sentinels just crushing it here once again against Dignitas, and looking like they
Bisschen
are
hard to watch auch. Sind wir mal ganz ehrlich, bisschen hard to watch.
They are going to be heading into playoffs. You know, whether or not they do get top 4, they will be a part of playoffs. So they are looking like they are ready to go.
Oder bei der kein Damage.
Everyone needs to be
Crazy, ne?
ready for a Hambach Skarner. This is about to be 5-0,
ban this thing, man.
7-0-1 on this champion in this game. Like, this guy, this is his bread and butter.
Ab nächste Woche Best of
I really
Fives.
think it is one of these champions that he is deserving of the respect. You got to ban it.
Oh, actually, right now, Sentinel is trying to get into Dignitas' jungle. Darkwing's hit with the Tempered Fate from Huhi, and now he's going to get
Wow.
knocked up. No, he
Schöner
flashes
Flash.
the wall. Able to get away from Dignitas' re-engage as Rahel throws out the Chain of Corruption onto Photon.
Schaut Mitte Wave. Wenn die hier den Fight gewinnen, ist Game Over.
For control of their own jungle as Sentinels making them work for it. XU push away from the rest of the team on the top, while Dignitas grouping around their Ornn on the bottom lane. No one's gonna go down yet, but Hambach's walking in now. Call the Forge God used, only lands again.
Oh, Darkwing ist tot.
Look at XU.
Unless.
Gets on the Darkwings on
Unless.
the flank. They lost.
Oh mein Gott.
But Darkwings does get away through the magical journey. XU survives as well. Nobody dead yet as Rahel flashes and cleanses to get back to the rest of the
Ja, jetzt gerade noch eine Regular Season Woche. True. Aber überall sonst beginnen Playoffs.
Composition.
Yep,
this
yep,
is
yep.
why I favor their comp. Chains of Corruptions hits onto the Ornn, and you don't even see his health move when the piercing arrow comes through. Actually trying to steal away this camp, heal up a little bit. But as long as you're putting some pressure on the Darkwings, Photon is very hard for this team to kill.
Photon CPing back in. Darkwings does not have TP, so
Exu spotted.
have their mid laner here for the Dragon
Oh.
test. Ishal Impact.
Hamburg kam die Damage für Exu, für Hamburg.
Is trying to get onto Exu, but Photon.
Bro, die haben 0 Damage.
Hambach's gonna go down. Dignitas.
Holy.
Jungler in the Dragon Pit as Impact.
Ank, wie machen wir's?
TP flank. Tempered Fate lands onto one member. That's the Annie. Flash away from Palafox. Gets back to safety of Dignitas. It's a 5v4 for Dig. No jungler on the enemy team. Can they hold the line? Flash from Hui lands a double.
Schau auf Darkwings. Oh, war ja, da knallt's gleich. Boom. Überall knallt's. Keiner stirbt.
Sentinels winning the push off Dig, and they're going to continue the chase. Magical Journey from Hui. Xu slowed down from the Bard autos. We're in range for the damage.
Keiner stirbt.
Message is sent. Sentinels will not back down, even in a 4v5.
Yeah, that was really nicely done. They knew that they were missing so many of their big cooldowns. You know, no encore, no call.
Das ist crazy. Du hast gar nicht hier gestorben.
They just went in for it.
We try. We
try. That's really all that you can want from them at this point in time. Down 8,500 gold. They get 1 kill on.
Wie aussehen die Chancen für Pro-Playoffs? Lass mich mal schauen.
Want to make more happen. Let's take another look at how they at least got the 1.
Yeah, so this is kind of that back to that earlier play as Xu, you know, was trying to heal up off these camps to maybe steal away this dragon, but Hui spots him, and they say, you know what, we can actually just take this fight. But Hambach is pinned in the pit. Ishal's impact gets interrupted. He has no flash. They focus him.
Die Bros haben noch eine Series mehr
Here, pulling back, and again,
als BFX. BFX spielt gegen Hanwha und DK. Das heißt, realistisch verlieren die beide. Die Bros haben noch DK und T1, also auch die verlieren beide. Realistisch sollten die Bros es schaffen. Ja, realistisch sollten die Bros es schaffen. Außer DK choked. Bro gewinnt gegen DK. Ja, passiert.
I mean, the goal differences just look so funny. FBI is actually still up gold, about 500. And then the next smallest deficit for his team is 1.2k, and that's support. The entire top side of the map is so far behind. Like, that is crazy.
Ooh, all right. Whoa, what is this? Chances are low. LCS record with gold diff at 20 of 7,311. That is an insane stat.
That is a crazy stat.
So if you have a negative 7.7k gold differential at 20 minutes, you've only won 5 out of 360.
You know what, Leo?
Damn.
Stat, you moved into my top 9 stats guys, currently employed by the LCS.
Shout out to LCS stats guy Leo for making Azale's top 9. That is a big move. He's moving up the rankings right there. Called the Court God from Photon, lands onto Rahel, but nobody's in range to follow up, so Dignitas
haben die jetzt mal genug Damage, um irgendwen zu töten? Schaut auf Anke auf der Flank.
Peel off from the Baron, head back towards the mid lane. Dignitas are pretty much out of their engage range, though. As now we're just jockeying for mid lane control. The arrow goes wide. Sentinels didn't even have to sidestep that one. So Dignitas don't have the arrow, don't have the Forge God. It really comes down to Palafox on the Annie to make anything happen here. They got to walk into a completely blind jungle. No wards for Dignitas down, as they at least will get some down in the line brush.
They do have 4 ornaments, so, you know, hey, that's something.
True.
If they could actually keep this game delay, they do outscale. I really believe that. And I mean, FBI is relevant.
Ich tatsächlich nicht, weil die Outrange werden.
One bad fight, the game will just
Ich tatsächlich nicht. Ich denke nämlich, die werden brutal outranged.
Maybe 5 out of 316. But they're saying there's a chance. Okay, Azale?
They could be number 6.
It could be number 6. Xu heavily chunked as Impact was waiting in the brush by the Baron. Xu at about 200 health can just not approach the Baron to contest now. Photon's trying to buy space for the rest of the team, but now he's the focus as he's half health himself.
Machen das gut, ne, wie sie die Area und so weiter halten. Das ist schon sehr solid. Hamburg nimmt natürlich auch sehr wenig Damage. Plus er macht sehr viel mit seiner Pässe auch. Okay. Oh mein Gott, er flasht rein. Oh. Ha! Anke ist auf dem FBI drauf. Oh, der Tibbos.
pulls back damage behind him. Dignitas,
Oder wie
retreat from Sentinels. They got the Baron.
Wie stirbt nie jemand von Dignitas?
That's a shutdown for FBI. Hambach with the Ishil's impact does get over the next wall.
Oh.
Impact teleported in. He's in a 1v4 right now. Full health bar plus teleport shield. Dignitas pretty low. Hambach stuck around. He's looking for Ignar, blocking off the Seraphine. But Seraphine gets to the team. Rahel now rejoins.
Okay.
The arrows are landing. FBI.
Okay, endlich. Endlich.
Slays the carry.
Endlich.
Rahel goes on a killing spree as well. Dignitas tries.
Jesus Maria.
But Sentinel
Das hat sich wieder rausgezogen.
in the prolonged team fight take down 4 members of Dignitas.
It was a valiant effort. You know what? You're down.
Jesus Maria.
You're down 3 dragons. And had XU stolen that Baron, had he gotten there a little bit earlier, maybe been able to get a bit more done in that fight, because as he re-engaged with the Hound's Pursuit, he just insta-died. He didn't even get his W off, you know, wasn't able to really be a part of that. But Dig, you know, showing the strength of their comp, almost are able to take down so many members, but a lot of those blinking health bars from Sentinels made the difference. They get out, they're able to come back, re-engage, and eventually knock down a lot of those members. And now looking for this bot lane inhib. Palafox and FBI are back now. Still 20 until Photon is up. And it's going to be all about the soul. Can you prevent that and try to keep prolonging this game?
Sentinels with the Baron push have 2 cannons hitting this bottom lane as they'll take the middle inhibitor as well. Supers will start spawning in the next wave rotation here. Sentinels still have cannons for 2 more waves. How much can they get done with these? One inhibitor, or one Nexus turret rather, looks like it's about to go down, and there it is. So 1 Nexus turret remains. Dignitas still have 5. Call the Forge.
Die haben kein Damage, das ist impossible. Sentinels kann hier nicht sterben.
They just gotta find the right target.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to find that target. It is difficult. Cleanse, Mikhail's, lots of tools available.
Coming in. Flash from Rahel to avoid the Tibbers as Root lands on the Palafox. XU's able to get onto Rahel. The Varus is in trouble. The Varus is down. Shut down from XU as Impact's in a 1v3 takes out an FBI.
Auf geht's, Ank.
Both fall, but Impact gets a
Auf geht's, Ank.
Support goes down. 2 for 2 right now, but Darkwing is untouched. He gets the kill. Palafox, Sentinels with the mid laner leading the charge have more than enough damage to close out this game. Massive wave with supers. The second Nexus turret falls. Dignitas with XU and Photon trying desperately to take this fight, but XU stunned up by Huhi, pushed by Hambach. That's the jungler out of there. That's Dignitas' split done. Sentinels with a 2-0 will continue into playoffs.
Nicely done. Sentinels get it done here with the 2-0. Impact with a solo kill on FBI in the middle of a 10-man team fight to close that one out is kind of crazy. Player of the game between Hambach and Huhi. Both of them played incredible. Both of them made a lot of really good plays.
Who ganks mid more, Hambach or Huhi?
Probably Huhi. I feel like I'm leaning Huhi. Lounge, what do you think?
Yeah, I like that.
GG.